Hey guys, welcome to a fashion designer's blog. This will be a vlog and also a blog, just giving you a personal aspect on my journey to start Moiré Sunshine and ISO TV. So a little background about myself. I am an aspiring fashion designer. And actually, I can take aspiring out because I have accomplished becoming a fashion designer. I have also put my application in for trademark, and the name of my brand is Moiré Sunshine. I create women's clothing and accessories all by hand. I do it from scratch. I don't even use patterns. I create my own pattern. Right now, I just focus on dresses and skirts. I started out making fabric covered button earrings, and it was just something fun to do, and it went viral pretty much back in 2012, and it just led on to my creativity to just open up my brain. Well, hey, maybe I can do more with this. But I've always wanted to be a fashion designer, always. Growing up, I used to cut up my clothes, paint everywhere. My parents used to get so upset with me because I would get paint all on my comforters and just rip up clothes that they would buy me and transform them into something else, or go get some dye and dye my shirt that was white pink. They would get so upset with me, but that's just what I love to do. But I wasn't trained that art was a career choice. So when I graduated high school, I chose to go to the Art Institute in LA. I got accepted, and I also applied to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in LA. I got accepted to both, but I was 18 from Virginia moving to LA with a parent. I was raised in a single parent home, and my mother later married, but she raised me the entire time, and she didn't have that type of money to send me away to LA. So growing up, I was raised, it's either college or work, but in order to get the good job you need college. So I never thought business or create my own job or nothing. That never even crossed my mind as a teenager. I just wasn't raised that way. It was college, work, but you need college to get the good job. So once I noticed that I couldn't afford to go to college, I chose the next thing: military. I went into the Air Force. I don't like to call that decision a regret, but man, oh man, if I just would have had that push or someone in my ear saying, you know, Sherelle, you can do this. I just wish I would have went. That is one thing in my life I wish I could go back on and be like, I'm going to LA and I'm going to follow my dreams and I'm going to school. Or I'm going to LA and I'm going to start my own thing. I just wish, like, oh my gosh, just one thing I wish I could go back and just redo. But everything happened in a way where it just put me in this big old circle back to where I am. And now I'm here talking about my journey on my own blog called A Fashion Designer's Blog, about how I got here and all the decisions that I made to get here. And I just think it's so crazy how the world goes. It's literally, you know what you're destined to do when you're younger. You do. But for whatever reason, you're either scared or you don't have the motivation or you just don't have the direction to go that way. But I truly believe in your early years, you really know what makes you happy and what is going to satisfy you in life, because you don't have the outside influence yet of being in the real world and dealing with bills and mortgages and all of that. You truly have a pure mind and heart of what you want to do when you get older and what makes you happy. So yeah, I went to the military, went to the Air Force, and I absolutely hated it. But it wasn't that I hated being in the military, I just hated where they stationed me. They stationed me in the middle of nowhere. I was 18 years old. I just could not imagine being my life in the middle of nowhere. I'm a girl who wanted to be in LA, and now you're going to send someone like me to the middle of nowhere where the population is 2,000. It was horrible. So I only did a year and a half, and I got out and I went into the reserve, and it's been 9 years now. Sounds crazy, and I'm still in the reserve. I plan on being in the reserve for my full 20 years. Not sure yet, but it's a plan. I don't plan to go back active duty. That's something I'm not interested in. And the reserves is perfect for me because they only get to get me 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year. That's enough. But yeah, so now I am here in Miami, Florida, trying to start my career from the bottom, the very bottom. I don't have any help. I don't have any investors. I don't have nothing but my talent. I didn't even go to a school or anything. This is raw talent that I have. It was a gift given to me from God, the beginning of ages. I've always had this gift, and now I am here to focus on what was given to me and what I can do to help others get to where they want to be, because I was once that little girl that wanted to live this dream, but I just didn't know how, and I didn't know anyone that could try to tell me how to get where I want to be. So that's what a fashion designer's blog is all about. I'm showing you how I got there, what I'm doing to get there, and you're going to see me cry, you're going to see the tears, you're going to see the heartache, you're going to see it. It's a raw blog. I'm not holding back. I want the world to know, because I wish someone would have told me this when I was younger. I started Moiré Sunshine November 1st, 2012. I was making earrings, and it just rapidly grew really fast. And I'm not a big limelight girl. I don't like to be on social media all on, a lot of people knowing me and knowing what I'm doing. I'm one of those behind the scenes people. So when my Instagram account started getting like thousands and thousands of followers, I didn't like it. And I didn't know how to embrace it. But I made a lot of money doing those accessories, but that's not what I wanted to do. I made those accessories because I wanted some and I couldn't find any anywhere, so I just started making them. And to turn it into a business, it was good money, but it just wasn't fulfilling. So I closed down my account and I created a new one to focus on where I want to be and where I'm going. So now I have Moiré Sunshine. It's Moiré Sunshine. It's on Instagram. And that is where I display my clothing, which I call artwork. And it is my artwork because I do it from scratch. No one taught me this. And now I'm building my career, how I wanted to go, the image I wanted to have. And I'm doing it very diligently and I'm being very patient. I don't want overnight success because I believe overnight success turns into overnight failure. I just want this to be a learning experience along the way. What's the rush? Nothing. So I'm out here today, just enjoying this scenery. I'm loving all this because it's an inspiration to know that where I want to be is literally across the water. It's not a hard reach. It's just dedication and hard work, literally hard work, long hours, and dedication to yourself. Anyway, I just always thought that this was impossible. Like, I don't know how to get this stuff, and now I moved myself to a place where I'm immersed in big houses and yachts and go to the water, pull out the boat, and not go driving in the car. I'm immersed in that, and I feel like how can I not succeed? Every day when I'm riding, I pass a private jet, private airport with private jets. Stuff like that helps me understand that it's possible. I look at the beauty beyond what's seen to the eye. I look at that person must really have to do a lot to get there. So I want to be there one day, and I'm going to. Well, anyway, a little bit more about me. I'm from Virginia. Richmond, Virginia, exact. I was born in Hampton, Virginia, but I wasn't raised there. I was raised in Richmond, and I never really felt like I fit in when I lived where I was growing up. I never really felt like I was meant to be there. I was one of those girls that was probably supposed to be born right smack in the middle of Manhattan and just live there. I was a big city heart girl. I just love everything about being in the city and maybe going to LA and acting and art and drama. I was that girl. And I also had a love for science, but they don't teach that really in public schools like they should. They don't really talk about science. You take like a biology class and a chemistry class and that's it. So I didn't know I was really that into science until I went into the military and they put me into a medical position. They put me into health and management services, which is medical admin, but we still had some medical training. And I didn't know that that career, being in medicine, was so intense and so helpful. So when I got out, I went to become a medical assistant, and I got an Associate of Science degree with a concentration in medical assistant. But I hated my internship. It was like that wasn't enough or something. It was really boring. So I got that degree pretty much for nothing. And I went on and transferred to VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, and I wanted to do something in biology. I got an internship at a genetics lab, and we were doing genetics research. It was awesome. When I say that really opened my eyes up to science, like, yeah, I really, really, really love science. But I got called into the office one day, and my scores to stay in the internship, it wasn't good enough, I guess. Even though you didn't have to have high scores, but it just wasn't good enough. And I was averaging like C's and everything, but I was a great lab girl. I'm a doer. I'm not really don't give me a test and say, do this test. No, give me the procedure, and I bet you I can do the cutting and the whatever you need in the procedure. So I did that and went and talked to them, and they suggested I had a learning disability. Anyway, so I just pretty much stopped. I kind of came to a halt right there and was like, what's going on? And I just felt like something was missing, and I felt lost a little bit. Like, what do you mean I have a learning disability? They went to send me for testing, and I'm just a creative thinker and I'm a doer, that's all. I don't think I have a learning disability, and if that's what you call a learning disability, then okay, don't chastise me for that. So I stopped the program, and I stopped that program at VCU completely, the whole biology and the genetics program. And I went to start making those earrings, and it got so rapidly popular online. I moved into a studio space, but I still wasn't happy, and I think it was because I was just in a state where I never felt like I belonged, and that was Virginia. So I moved to Hampton, and they gave me, the government tried to give me a job. The government shut down, and I lost my job, and I was back upset and pretty much on the verge of homelessness because they just gave up my job. I can't even talk about that situation because it really does something to me. Like, I'm getting upset right now, and I get teary-eyed because that was it. That was my breaking point. Like, okay, I'm not doing something right. I'm not listening to my heart. I'm not listening to God. What's going on? I left. Everybody thought I made a very irrational choice, but I did not. This is something that was on my heart, and I moved to South Florida. And I tell you, this move has not been easy at all, but in my heart, I know I'm doing something right. And now it's time to get the ball rolling with Moiré Sunshine. Looking for office space, and it's exciting because when I got here, I'm telling you, y'all, the devil or bad energy, just negativity, everything, it's real. It's real. When the negative energy, universe, the devil, whoever you want to call it, when they see you trying to do anything anything good that's going to benefit you, they will throw all types of madness, craziness at you to just break you down and say, nope, you're not going to do it. But it's up to you and your heart to be like, I don't care what you're talking about, I'm going to do it. And if it's going to cause me to have to cry every night for a month to live happily every night for 20 years, I'm going to take that chance and I'm going to do it. But it's something in you. You got to search for that, because it is not easy trying to do. I started from the negative. I didn't even start from a simple slate like I would have if I started at 18. I started from the negative. I lost everything because of a stupid job that I didn't have anymore, because of a stupid shutdown that just put me under. Had to leave my apartment, and you can't break leases. You know how that goes. Had to do everything just wrong because I just wasn't, I guess I wasn't living for myself. And it's I see this little quote. It says, when God is trying to move you to where you're supposed to be, something like that, he puts you in an uncomfortable situation. And I was in that weird, uncomfortable situation for years. Just everything I was going through didn't make sense. It wasn't like, okay, well, that's because I made this choice. And I didn't make a choice for the government to shut down. I didn't make a choice for the budget to be jacked up. So, I mean, it's just was things that were happening that didn't make sense, that was forcing me to go follow my dreams. So now I'm just here, and I'm doing it. And I've been in a few fashion shows and getting booked for more shows, and people wanting to know, who's Moiré Sunshine? What is this about? And I'm more on the scene and boots on the ground, girl. That whole internet stuff and marketing is awesome. I really love the way the world is going, but I want to walk up to somebody in person, and I want you to know me in person. So I guess because I'm older, I'm almost 28 in a few weeks actually, and I can't wrap my mind around the whole, my life is Twitter, my life is Instagram. I still can't get it. I think because I'm an 80s baby, I just can't get it all the way. I want you to know me in real life. So now I'm just out here. I want to hit the ground hard, pass out flyers, do it old school. Like, this is who I am, this is what I do. I'm here to make your stuff. But this is my life as a fashion designer. It's gonna be raw. It's gonna be me. I'm not holding back. And I want that one girl who's probably 18, and I want her to know, like, you can do it. You really can. You gotta just keep pushing, because you can do it. And for my future daughter, I want her to know, you are in control of your life. Like, ain't nobody else in control of it but you. So, this me, y'all. Welcome to a fashion designer's vlog.